Misinformation and poor research are so widely spread nowadays that even the official Netflix account just posts comments with completely wrong information, seemingly without thinking twice. But let's start from the beginning. This video shows a body of water with two distinct colors and states that what we see is the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans not mixing, asking why that is the case, seemingly forgetting how to ask a question in a grammatically correct way.
Why Pacific and Atlantic do not mix?
Without question mark. First of all, nobody seems to question if this even shows the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean or a completely different location. We all know that the whole Pacific is just disgusting brown sewage. Or is it the Atlantic? It can't be just some random place somewhere with muddy water not mixing temporarily. No, it's the whole ocean that refuses to mix, which totally makes sense because it's not like the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean are basically the same body of water and were probably always connected with each other, somewhere between continents, for hundreds of millions of years. Humans decided to name them differently, so there must be an invisible wall separating them, just like you cannot drive from Europe to Asia because they are different continents, right? So the approximately 800 kilometer long Drake Passage between South America and Antarctica, where Atlantic and Pacific meet, must be a place where for millions of years water just refuses to mix with differently named water in an area of around 2 million square kilometers, approximately calculating with the depth profile found on Wikipedia. But forget my calculations that I did in my head, of course, assisted by GPT-4, and by that I mean GPT-4 did it completely by itself. I just checked if it seems reasonable. This random guy in the comments has an explanation for this whole oceans not mixing thing. The Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean have different densities, temperatures and salinities, creating a natural barrier called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Okay then, sounds really smart, but tell me this. Why is it called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and not the Pacific Atlantic Ridge? Probably because it's in the middle of the Atlantic. Oh yeah, if you do a quick search for like 2 seconds, you even find a picture that shows where it is.
No fucking overheating. Komm schon, Bruder.
Fuck. I'm pretty sure this is not where the Pacific is and hence has nothing to do with this topic or the described phenomenon. In fact, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a mid-ocean ridge, which is a seafloor mountain range formed by tectonic plate movements, which is absolutely different from what you said it is. And even if it was in the right location, between Atlantic and Pacific, which it absolutely isn't, it couldn't separate waters and stop ocean currents because it is mostly underwater, thus water can easily flow above it. And apart from the Mid-Atlantic Ridge nonsense, yes, the phenomena where two bodies of water meet but do not mix immediately can be due to differences in temperature, salinity and density, as well as ocean currents temporarily residing in distinct fronts where the two bodies meet, especially in regions where fresh water from rivers meets salt water from the sea, but eventually the waters do mix in a gradual process. But don't take my word for it, just look at the second and third sections of the Drake Passage Wikipedia article, which already imply that these oceans people think don't want to have anything to do with each other, actually mix like crazy. Oh my god, what is this picture showing? Motherfucker. And in the thermohaline circulation Wikipedia article, they even animated it. Oh, would you look at that? It's crazy. People are so fucking stupid. And this photo shows that the water where Pacific and Atlantic meet isn't muddy after all. Who could have guessed? Did you
Once again just fucking power off because of heat issues, you dumb stupid motherfucker. Ah!
Shoutouts to my camera. Why do I even film in 8K? Like, nobody has an 8K screen. I'm the stupidest person here. Okay, let's continue. If you are too lazy to use your brain, think critically and do your research, you seem to think it's a great scientific explanation, which seems to be why this comment has 364,000 likes. With the first comment I'm seeing that corrects him only having 107 likes. Do you notice the slight imbalance between how easily people accept misinformation versus how little fucks they give about actual facts? And it gets even worse. As you might know, people really care about likes on social media. It doesn't matter whether the likes are appropriate or whether you put in any effort at all to get likes, so most people just copy someone else. People just need the external validation, although I never understood how it is validating when they use someone else's jokes or content for it. Anyway, in this case it means they use someone else's misinformation for likes.
Oh, that's a nice fact right there. I want to pretend it's my own knowledge.
Although it turns out to be bullshit instead of knowledge. That's why there's not only one comment saying this bullshit, but also many others who just copied it word by word and get a shitload of likes as well. So there's probably a few people copying it because they want to seem smart, and then many other people copying it because they want to make fun of the people copying it. Interesting dynamics. The problem is when even Netflix joins the people making fun of this comment being copied way too often, people will believe it even more because Netflix is a serious big company. And some of the people will see Netflix's comment first because they follow Netflix, so it's at the top of all comments. They won't get the joke unless they scroll and see 1,000 comments commenting the same stuff. And the admin of the Netflix TikTok account probably didn't get that it's misinformation either, but didn't even think about fact-checking because their focus was on the joke and not the quality of information. And then, of course, there's also people spreading religious bullshit. It's in the Quran and still people don't believe. 4,000 likes. Actual brain rot. And just to make this clear, I don't have a problem with any religions. I have a problem with people explaining everything with their religion, although they don't have a clue what's happening, or probably because they don't have a clue what's happening. And then, instead of educating themselves, they think they're in a position to educate others and convert them to their own religion. All of this is the reason I created this channel, putting the focus back onto fact-checking and quality of information. So if random people spread random information online, don't believe it immediately. Do your own research. For many things, it doesn't take longer than a minute to find out that it's bullshit. Take this for example. You just need 3 Google searches. First, Mid-Atlantic Ridge. To find out that this is something completely different, already showing that the guy commenting doesn't know what he's talking about. Second, go on Google Earth and find out where the biggest part is where the 2 oceans meet and how it's called. Fuck! I just wanted to go into a bit more detail and make the video entertaining, but this would have been enough to know that the oceans do mix and the Mid-Atlantic Ridge has nothing to do with it. I'm not an expert in this field as well. I just know how to do my research. If you have potential misinformation or some stupid stuff you want me to fact check, just write a comment or send me a video or screenshot or whatever it is via email and I might make a video about it. I'm pretty sure this is not where the Pacific is and hence has nothing to do with this. Fuck! Just punched my hand. It does hurt now. Yeah, thanks for asking. I know why I paid so much for this camera. It's insane. Holy